Hello, Brian. I am really excited to have you and RAPS on board with Elemed's Mentoring Academy. And so really just wanted to have an opportunity to discuss a little bit more about our collaboration. So Brian, can you just say a couple of words who you are within RAPS and what you're responsible for?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Elena. It's great to be here. I am the Vice President, Education and Professional Development with RAPS. I'm very excited about partnering with Elemed on this program. I think the first time I saw it was on LinkedIn, and I think we were both thinking about how well RAPS would fit and how well Elemed would fit, and I think part of it comes back that mentorship and mentoring and connecting with your peers is such a important aspect of RAPS's mission. Our mission is effectively to develop and sustain a competent global regulatory workforce. Mentorship is a part of that. Mentorship occurs informally and formally, and I think having formal programs in place is a really truly important thing to be out there. So when I saw that was up on LinkedIn, I was very excited to talk with you about it. I think that we're going to see, and I think we've already seen excitement for this program, and I'm excited to see how the mentor-mentee relationship plays out over the coming year.
Yeah, and you spoke a little bit about kind of having more of a formalized program as opposed to, I think out there are a lot of kind of very loose mentoring type of relationships out there. And the idea that we had was to put something more formal together to give a little bit more structure behind that. From our side, it was more to really, I've been part of mentoring programs myself where there's been a very loose relationship, but I find that sometimes you don't get that much out of it, especially when it's open-ended. So that's why we kind of said, hey, we're going to do 7 months structured, provide all the templates, the training, everything that's needed in order to get the most out of that relationship in the 7 months. But from your perspective, what was it that kind of caught your eye about the Elemed Academy?
Well, I think part of it is that structured approach. I've been involved personally in a lot of mentorship type of relationships as developing my own career. And I think those structured approaches are far more effective. Yeah. The reason behind it is as you have said, is that oftentimes they start out with fantastic promise. I think it's largely because of the lack of structure. Interest falls off on one side or the other, and it's difficult to measure the outcomes without that. So I think a structure like this one, where you're pairing up the right people together, they have times for structured conversation, and then a component of this where it's cohort based, where they're coming together as a group to work together to develop certain competencies, is also very valuable in the long run.
Yeah, definitely, because otherwise you can feel very alone doing it, right? Both for the mentors and for the mentees. So it combines this element of one-on-one, mentoring, as well as kind of group training sessions, targeting different areas of competence that would be kind of essential to help people accelerate the acquisition of skills that otherwise take years and years to develop. So, and I'm really excited because some of the mentors that we actually have on this program are honestly some of the best in the industry. And we were looking at some of the reasons as to why they put themselves forward. And so much of it is altruistic. People have been, part of mentoring programs in the past, and they want to give back, or they want to save people time and give them the opportunity to learn from their mistakes, or, help support people that maybe have been, in a small company without much structure or other people to kind of help them through some of the challenging decisions that they need to make. So I'm really, really excited about the mentors that we're going to have on board. Why do you think mentorship is important, especially in regulatory?
Well, I think there are a few reasons why mentorship in and of itself is important. And I think that one of the reasons why it is so important that with respect to regulatory is, understanding your overall place within the profession. Okay, and this is something that extends to both mentors and mentees. Regulatory is so interdisciplinary, and the competencies required, depending on what phase in your profession you happen to be, they change and they shift. But from the mentor side, being able to share your experience of going through that transition with a mentee is incredibly valuable and is provides guidance. But I'd also say from a mentor perspective, going through and being able to see through a mentee's eyes, somebody who is coming up in the profession who may look at things a little bit differently, allows you to see some of the things that you've gone through. So in many ways, it is that teaching perspective that you're able to convey. Another aspect that I think can't be overlooked is something. There's a futurist, Thornton May, who I've seen him talk a few times. He focuses largely on technology and education, but his mom was involved in British intelligence, and she said to young Thornton, "Your network will keep you safe," and it's something that I truly believe in. One of the things that I found in my relationships with mentors over the years is how truly expansive that mentor-mentee relationship can be to building out your professional network. I can think back to one mentor who I worked with who probably doubled my professional network during the year that we were actively engaged with one another, just because they were able to say, "Oh, this person can help you out with this. You should reach out to them," and that further helped blossom the relationship. I think in regulatory, this is absolutely true, where knowledge acquisition and coming to understanding together so that you can navigate the gray is all the more important. So building and having a vital, thriving professional network is truly important in regulatory. And the other aspect is just having a guide and a peer to guide you through that transition from early to mid-career. Or mid to later career, and provide some of those basic foundational competencies that you need to know as you're moving into that next level.
Definitely, because I think from what I've seen, in the time that I've been recruiting in regulatory, that the role of a regulatory professional has matured, more as time has gone on. And I think, as regulations as well, they're only ever going to get tighter and more complicated. And therefore, that element of navigating the grey, as you said, being able to kind of switch up your view from, black and white to grey and seeing alternatives and options, especially for a lot of people that are maybe working in medium-sized companies that don't have that person to bounce off of, being able to have those type of conversations with somebody, a third party that's like totally impartial, that has been there, done that, and can kind of give you a few hints and pointers in terms of, hey, have you thought about this, is absolutely invaluable. So, I think it's really, really exciting. We spoke briefly about kind of what's included in the package, and obviously a big part of RAPS coming on board as well is that RAPS is gonna be getting involved. It's not just obviously the brand, right? So can you share a little bit more in terms of what RAPS is going to be doing on Elemed Mentoring Academy?
Yes, just wanted to state that RAPS wanted to be an active participant in this. We didn't want to just, come on board and say, this is a great program. We wanted to, be able to work with Elemed, work with you on seeing this succeed. And I think a few things that we've done right now is that RAPS has pre-reviewed the program with respect to our certification exam, the RAC. And we're going to be offering RAC credits to both mentors and mentees as part of their participation, because this program does demonstrate a commitment to furthering one's professional development within regulatory. Another aspect is RAPS members who enroll in the program as mentees are going to qualify for a 20% off discount of the list price, which we felt was valuable in demonstrating to our members, providing a substantial financial discount for them to participate in this program. And lastly, RAPS is going to have a role in designing a component, one of the educational components of the program. We haven't decided, what particular component it's going to be, because I think one of the things that we're looking at right now is what is it that the mentees are going to need. RAPS works throughout the year with a variety of our education-focused committees, whether they're conference committees, whether they're committees that work with us on workshops, to go through and conduct needs analysis and develop programs to meet those evolving needs of the regulatory professional. And we will apply that same group towards building out the component that we work with Elemed to deliver next year.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I think the right approach, because, both the mentors and the mentees have filled out quite extensive application forms in terms of actually getting onto the program. And that's really important, because that's going to help us make sure that we are personally making the best possible matches that we can, based on what mentors are saying, their areas of expertise are and where they're going to be able to help mentees the most, versus also what the mentees are saying that they need the most help with. And having that level of flexibility with RAPS to be able to develop that module in order to make sure that it's addressing directly the needs of the mentees, I think is going to give us the most chance of success. So no, I'm really excited. I've been smiling the whole time. Nearly fell off my chair just then. But thank you so much, Brian, for kind of getting involved, and thanks to RAPS also for getting involved with Elemed's Mentoring Academy. I'm really excited to start sharing results, which we're going to be doing as soon as we start this moving. And we have extended the deadline for sign-ups, so it's the 16th of August is the deadline. And if any of the RAPS members out there are thinking about it and are still not convinced, I don't know what was going to convince you.
I think it's a great program. There's still a couple of weeks left before that deadline. I think we're going to see great signups in the next couple of weeks.
And actually, we only have a few spots left, because it's been actually super popular. So, I'm super excited to see, what the result of this is all going to be. And thanks, RAPS, for the collaboration. And thanks, Brian, for your time.
Well, and thanks, Elemed, for collaborating, and thank you for interviewing me.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.